And last but not least, there is this tournament that's being planned for later in the year. 4-player tournament organized by Vadim Rosenstein, the organizer of WR Masters. 4 players, you're one of them. $1 million buy-in per person, per player. Winner takes 2 million. Second place 1.5, third place 0.4, fourth place, last place 0. You've been invited to that one. Can you tell us anything about it? Any insights about it? Is it happening, first of all?
Well, okay,
Or
so
is it just a joke?
first of all,
It sounds like a joke.
I thought it was a joke at the start. I really did. And then I got invited to play. Like, do you want to play this tournament? And at first I was like, well, I can see if I can find someone to stake me because I'm not going to risk $1 million. Um, but I didn't expect to. But somehow I did find someone to stake me. Um, so this is sort of like poker, right? I don't know exactly how it works in poker, but basically the okay. So first of all, the details of the tournament are it's a $1 million buy-in, um, and you play for 2 million, 1.5 million, 600,000, or zero. So in two cases you lose a lot of money, in two cases you win a lot of money.
I think point
And
0.4, right?
depending, what's that?
Point 0.4, I think, not point 0.6.
Oh, did I say? Yeah, yeah, point 0.4.
400,
For
400,000.
400,000. Yeah, you're correct. Which means that like the organizer takes a, I guess, organization fee.
100,000, yes.
Yeah. So it depends on how you view your chances in such a tournament and also how willing you are to risk. And although I view my chances as decent, like probably more likely to get top two than bottom two, I still don't really feel like risking significantly. So I wasn't like planning to play unless I found someone to stake me, and really didn't expect to, but I actually did find someone to stake me and reduces my risk, although there is still some risk, without giving like the terms of it, but reduces my risk. But yeah, basically, I'm a horse, and someone is betting on me, and I'm also in on the action somewhat. So yeah, if I win, it's good. If I get last place, I get screwed. And if I win, it's good for everyone. And if I get last place, everyone's screwed. And yeah, I don't know. So the other details about the tournament are 4 players. The other people invited are Jan Nepomniachtchi, Norbek Abdusattorov, who I think like Norbek was immediately in. So I think that he maybe has sponsorship or maybe has like a backer who because he was like immediately in. And and then the fourth player is Hans. And it of course did start because of Hans, because they had some like silly Twitter thing. I don't know, it wasn't really an argument, but it was like some back and forth between Hans and Vadim, who's the organizer. And like normally I wouldn't take it seriously, but I know that Vadim has organized a lot of serious events and does fund a lot of serious events, and he organizes WR Masters and the Team Rapid Championship and some other events as well. So I did know that there was like going to be some serious organization behind it. It's, but I still thought like this would never amount to anything. It's just sort of a joke. But then he said that Hans was interested and ready to play, and that Noterbeck and Jan were interested and ready to play. And yeah, then I am like officially, if everyone else plays, then I am playing.
Hmm.
Now, is it 100% that everyone will have secured the money to play at the end by it's supposed to start November 21st? I can't say it's 100%, but from my end, I am like absolutely in and do have the money to play, and it's
It,
really up to the other players. From what I understand, Noterbeck and Jan are also ready to play, and Hans, I think, has also said he's ready to play. And I don't know anything about their like if they've been if they're being funded, but I would assume that like people don't really want to risk $1 million, right? So um it's also one of those things that someone could just randomly get interested in because it's funny.
Hmm.
It's like
Hmm.
the most money in the chess tournament, I guess, from that perspective ever.
Hmm.
It's also a 1 day event,
One day,
which is
six
absolutely
rounds. Yeah.
ridiculous. Yeah, it's a double round robin and then and no increment, 15-minute no increment. And if there's a tie, then it'll be Armageddon, which is absolutely insane. Like if we're playing, but I have played with no increment. I'm like very fine with it. And
I actually saw you recently started playing a lot on chess.com. You started playing a lot of random games. Just go online, start playing some 3.0, no increment. Is that training for that tournament?
no, no, no. It's just okay.
Or you
I
just enjoy?
understand.
I mean, obviously, you're just enjoying playing as well, but is it also in the back of your mind training for that one?
No, no, it's not at all. First of all, it was kind of out of boredom, and just because I understand that it's possible to farm rating, and I just want to see how easy it is to like get a 3200 rating because players who I consider not as strong as me in Blitz have achieved 3200, and so I'm just seeing like I think it's pretty easy if you find the right opponent. It also
Mhm.
comes back to this whole like Kramnik and Hikaru thing, which is uh, how big of a streak can you get? And I do really feel like playing against the right 2800 player, I can probably go like 30-0 maybe. Um, so I don't think these streaks are like so crazy unrealistic.
Mhm.
And if I was maybe a bit more tricky, I could maybe go even more. And I don't flag people, so I kind of agree to a draw. It's just like a drawn end game. So if you're ready to flag, then maybe going on like a massive streak is even more realistic. But yeah, my best like streak is I played a 2850, 2860 player. And I think the final score was 12 and a half half. I think I usually I don't have so much time to play in like one burst. So if I kept going, I could probably rack up like a really big score against someone who gets a bit tilted. And yeah, so anyway, that's unrelated.
Mhm.
Uh,
Well, I not necessarily. Again, I did feel like maybe you're training for something, just because it. I'm always receiving these notifications on my phone. Fabiano Caruana is playing, and I didn't used to receive those as often.
yeah. Well, so I saw like some discussions about this tournament, this this high roller event. Uh, but yeah, I don't know the details of whether or not it will happen. Most people think it's a joke. I think that maybe it's more likely to happen than not, but I also wouldn't be surprised if at the end um it doesn't kind of go through. It is possible. Although I really do want to see it happen. It would be an enormously enormously fun event. So we'll see.
Yeah, very excited about it. Yeah, hopefully it's going to happen. Everybody is going to find the funding, which I'm sure everybody is working towards. And Vadim seems like a very reasonable and very serious guy, and somewhat of a very passionate fan of chess. That's basically why the World Rapid Team event started happening, and now it's kind of a serious thing. It's going to happen in Kazakhstan at the beginning of August, once again, second edition. He's been having WR Masters, which everybody that participated in said the organization was terrific. So definitely seems like a serious guy. And yeah, I wouldn't
I
second
don't
guess
know.
him if he
I
says
don't
he's
know if
going
this
to
started
organize something.
seriously, but the thing is like it's possible for this to get organized. You just need to find the money, right?
Yeah.
The players are willing to play. And like I remember this quote, I think it was back in the day by Jen Shahadi. It was about the difference between poker and chess, because she plays both, obviously quite well. And it was like chess is interesting as a game. It's just a like fascinating game. And poker is sort of less interesting as a game, but the money makes it interesting because poker has a huge amount of money
Yep.
involved. Like you can't really play poker without money. You can't play chess without money. You can't play poker without stakes. You kind of need to have something to play for. That's the essence of the game, right?
Yep.
So this tournament in itself, of course, like a 15-minute single round double round robin, held over one day, if it was like for a prize fund of 20 grand, 10 grand, and so on, or like normal tournaments, like 30 grand first prize and so on, would not generate any interest. But the money makes it interesting. And again, this is not like I'm not entering this tournament as a way to like get a at Hans. Um, I'm only interested in it because it's unique in terms of the amount of money um, which is involved. And
Yeah,
also that kind of does increase the pressure and the stakes, and yeah, it also makes it more competitive from that point of view as well.
exciting. No, definitely something to look forward to if it happens. Cool, Fabi. Well, I think we're going to catch up once again while you're in Spain before you start Norway. But yeah, Sharjah is happening right now. There is no point in us talking about it until it's over. I'm sure we'll talk about it in our next episode. But for the moment, I think that's more or less it for the week. Exciting news. Lots of interesting things happening in the chess world. So, yeah, guys, stay tuned. Like the podcast. Check out the shop. We still have, perhaps for a very limited run, we still have the Team Caruana shirts. I think we're going to discontinue those and maybe come up with a new drop. But that drop is most likely going to get discontinued. If you want to get your last few pieces, do it now. Probably at the end of May, we're going to discontinue those. But yeah, like, subscribe, tell your friends where you're listening to your chess news, chess podcasts, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Cheers.